What's up, everyone? Spiderian here, and I'm just popping in real quick to just kind of give you a little bit of background onto what the clip you're about to watch is, although I use the word clip very liberally. It's from my Twitch stream at twitch.tv/Spiderian. I was playing the Back 4 Blood beta on its final day, and after the game was done and everything was said, I decided to give my afterthoughts on the beta and just Back 4 Blood as a whole from what we were able to see from the beta, and kind of answer the question of, is the game worth the $60 or not that it is going to be once it releases in October. So again, this is just I say clip, but it's over 15 minutes long, so it's not exactly a clip anymore. But it's for my Twitch stream, and I just want to let you guys know that if you guys want to see me streaming, you can find me at twitch.tv/Spiderian. That's where I'm spending most of my time these days, as I'll be perfectly honest, streaming is kind of easier than YouTube, so I've been streaming a lot more lately. And while I don't have a set-in-stone schedule yet, I'm kind of waiting until my next semester of school starts to kind of gauge how much I can stream and how much I can't. I do try to stream for at least a few hours every day or every other day, so if you guys want to catch me there, meet up with me, that's the place to go. So again, twitch.tv/Spiderian, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video and my thoughts on Back 4 Blood. Alright, see you guys later. Bye-bye. So, I guess to kind of give my full, complete thoughts on the game. For things I like, I do really like the character design. I like the weapons. They're fun to use. I like the attachments, although they should be removable without having to either buy a whole nother attachment or just drop the gun entirely and get rid of it. Attachments should be... you should be able to take them on and off whenever you want, like drop them and stuff. Character designs are good. Characters themselves, meh, maybe. You know, in the future, when the game's actually out and we get to hear more from the characters, I'll care more about them. But for now, the characters are kind of meh. What else? Hey, Sans Gamer 226. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm just giving my final thoughts on Back 4 Blood from the beta and what we can kind of expect from the game. And again, yeah, for things I like the weapons. I like the character designs. I like the card system. It's cool. It's unique. Some cards are definitely much better than others. So there may be a bit of a reliance, an over-reliance on the card system, which could kind of hurt the game balance. Maybe. We'll see. In terms of things I don't like, I mean, it's just the price. It's just the price, you know? The game runs well enough. Console players, they may need some optimization for their version of the game because they were taking forever to load into the games, which was getting really annoying. Like having to wait upwards of 3 to 5 minutes for a console player to actually load in. That's kind of insane. So the console version may need some optimization. I get it, it's a beta, so you know they need to work. Those things are going to be worked out, but still, that's kind of a rip. And then again, it's just the price. $60 for Left 4 Dead with more guns. Like that's all it really is. I can't justify that. I don't know. If this game was $30, yeah, I'd probably pick it up. Especially if I had a friend or two to play it with. I'd pick it up. I'd be like, fuck yeah. Some fun zombie killing action for $30. I get, you know, many hours of enjoyment out of it with my friends. Hell yeah. But for 60? I don't know, man. I think just the Left 4 Dead formula, just the Left 4 Dead game type itself, I don't think has enough content. Inherently has enough deep content to actually justify a $60 price tag. You know, like you look at like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but you look at Call of Duty. Call of Duty is, you know, people have mixed feelings about the series, especially in recent years. But with Call of Duty, you're paying $60, you're getting access to, in most games at least, you're getting access to a full single-player campaign that is at least, you know, enjoyable enough to play through. And that's a good 10 hours, I would say. 5 to 10 hours is an average Call of Duty campaign. So you get access to a single-player campaign, a multiplayer mode, which is going to be constantly updated with new guns, new maps, and stuff like that. Multiplayer mode that never really gets old. You get a zombies mode, or at least some type of alternate secondary survival type mode, whether it be zombies or Extinction, if you remember Call of Duty Ghosts, which I actually liked Extinction. Extinction was very underrated. And then there's also the Battle Royale mode, Warzone, which is a new addition, and that's free to play, although apparently in recent times, hackers have kind of ruined the game, which is a shame. But otherwise, you know, like for 60 bucks, you get a lot of content out of like Call of Duty. And it's fairly deep content too. You know, the multiplayer has a lot going on, the campaign's a good couple of hours, Zombies mode has a lot going on with the Easter eggs and stuff. This game, they're asking $60 for this game. The same experience that like a full Call of Duty game could give you. They're asking the same price for this game. And again, you know, like the problem with Left 4 Dead is just the fact that with Left 4 Dead, the problem with that game is that the levels play out the same every time. And while there may be variance in what you have to do, you know, sometimes you gotta, you know, sound an alarm to open up a door, you gotta get gas cans to fill up a car to leave an area. At the end of the day, it's just, okay, exit safe room, shoot zombies, do a little objective, get to other safe room, next level, you know? And that's why Left 4 Dead, like, in its simplicity, it's fun and very replayable, because it's a very easy game, you know, unless you're playing on the really high difficulties. Which is something I mean, this game's difficulty I need to talk about a little bit. But just like, I think just inherently, Left 4 Dead's gameplay isn't very deep, and thereby not really worth 60 bucks, you know? I'm pretty sure the first two Left 4 Dead games were like 20 or 30 bucks each, which is a very fair price. And if they weren't that price at launch, they're that price now. And they're still very replayable. But again, you know, I hop into a Left 4 Dead game, I hop in with my friends, and then I peace out. Like, we play a level or two, we play for an hour, a couple of hours, and then we just peace out. Then we're just done, you know? We don't play the game again for months. Asking me to spend 60 bucks for a game I'm gonna play for a couple of hours with friends and then not play again for literal months? That just doesn't really seem worth it. And I know not everyone will be that way. I'm sure there were a lot of die-hard Left 4 Dead fans that played the game for many hours a day. But ultimately, I just can't really see myself being one of those players. Not for the price point, unfortunately. I want this game to succeed, because I do think it is an ultimately good game. But I just can't really, I don't think I can really justify it as is right now. I think the game just in its nature is a little too bare bones for me to just be like, yep, it's worth the 60 bucks. And that might just be an inherent flaw with the Left 4 Dead gameplay style. Aw, man. I'm trying to make a face, but I ran out of bullet holes. Damn it. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. And then the difficulty. I do need to talk about the difficulty. The difficulty in this game sucks. It's fucking trash. I'm just gonna say it. The difference between Survivor, which is essentially normal mode, and Veteran is way too vast. It's insane. Most of my games I was just playing on Survivor, just so I could get a really good feel for the game. And then I did play a match on Veteran, and it was insane. You know? And it's funny because when you select Veteran difficulty, it says the only difference it explicitly states is that there is friendly fire, and that it's 35%. Friendly fire is 35%, so when you shoot a teammate, you're doing actually pretty decent damage. Whereas there is no friendly fire in normal mode, in Survivor difficulty. There's no friendly fire. But in this, in the Veteran difficulty, I saw a teammate get killed because of the friendly fire. He got an axe in the back and it fucking killed him. And he had like half health left too, so friendly fire might need to be scaled a bit. And then also, the difficulty was insane, you know? Like, there were 1,000 bird nests everywhere to alert the horde. They were throwing like 3 special infected at every like 2 minutes at you, if even that. Like, if there was one special infected, he had 2 buddies behind him as well. and they had increased health. You took a shit ton of damage. Your guns just had like no ammo. Ammo was significantly less present. And it essentially, it does difficulty the way I hate how games do difficulty. You know, like, I listed this example earlier, but I think I'm going to upload this to YouTube, so that's why I'm kind of restructuring my thoughts and my layout of my ultimate opinions on the game. But in Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal, I love how the difficulty is in those games. You put the difficulty up, the main thing it changes is just the enemy AI's behavior and how much damage they do. So the enemies will do more damage, but they also will just fundamentally act different. They will be more aggressive. They will attack you more. So it keeps you on your feet. The game doesn't just make the enemies bullet sponges. The game doesn't just throttle your ammo or throttle your health. The game actively changes the enemy AI to make them more fitting of a harder difficulty. And I love that. I think the Doom games got the difficulty perfect. Because my least favorite way the games do difficulty is that they basically just make it so that either you have no resources, you do no damage, or the enemies do insane damage and have a shit ton of health. I hate that. I think that way to do difficulty is just very boring and not very entertaining, especially for shooters. Like, shooters can do difficulty better than that. Like, look at Doom. Doom did difficulty right. This game's difficulty is really unbalanced. Because even in the survivor mode, there were 2 levels that were just fucked up with how many enemies they threw at you at once, like special infected. And that was the ferry level, and then the level where you're trying to run down that narrow street to get to the house. I don't know what they're called. I forgot the names already. But those levels were fucked, man. They were insane with like how difficult they would get, because they're just throwing literally 1,000 zombies at you, or ridden, at the same time. And then they're also just chucking a bunch of high health, high damage special infected at you at the same time too. And it's just unfun, because you also, like, the zombies just have more health, you have less ammo, you just take more damage. It just isn't really as fun. So that just being the standard norm for the difficulty is kind of an issue. So the game needs its difficulty reworked. But overall, you know, to kind of wrap things up, because I've been going on for way too long now, the game is fun. It's not a bad game. I don't think it's going to be a bad game. As of now, the game is slated to release in October. I don't know the exact date, but it's in October. And so basically this beta, how it plays, is roughly what we are going to get in October, unless the game gets delayed. But I gotta say, like, again, the game is fun. It definitely does give you Left 4 Dead vibes. And while it isn't as charming as Left 4 Dead with its characters, not as endearing or as memorable. Because, like, Left 4 Dead 2, I remember the first level to Left 4 Dead 2 super well. It's such a memorable level. This game's first level? No. There really wasn't anything about it that really stuck out and made me go, oh yes, I will remember this from years from now. There wasn't really anything like that, unfortunately. So, personally, for me, the game is fun. I like the weapons. I think they feel good and look good. And how there's just more weapons. There's a lot of weapons. I like the card system. I think it's cool. It adds a bit of depth to the game, even though some of the cards are definitely way overpowered compared to others. I like the character designs a lot. The characters themselves didn't really leave an impact, but the designs I really like. Especially that nurse doctor girl. She's not playable yet in the beta, but she looks really cool. And I mean, honestly, that's about it. That's all about, I mean, it's just, it feels like Left 4 Dead, but with a little less soul, a little less memorable, unfortunately. And it just, I just can't say it's gonna be worth the $60, and it may just be, again, an inherent flaw with the Left 4 Dead gameplay style. Maybe those games just aren't really deep enough to justify $60 anymore with how the gameplay loop is. Again, like, I don't want to be too negative on the game, because I already did leave it a negative review on Steam because of the $60 price tag, but otherwise, I don't know. If they charge $20 or $30, then yeah, this game could become the next Left 4 Dead. It won't be the, you know, international phenomenon. You know, it won't be as big as Left 4 Dead was. It won't be as impactful in the gaming world as Left 4 Dead was, but it can be a nice modern day Left 4 Dead that people just kick back and play a couple of hours every other month with. But for 60 bucks, I don't think it's worth it. 20, 30 bucks, yeah. But 60, unless they add a lot of content, like a lot, I don't think it's worth the 60 bucks. Especially not with what 60 bucks can already get you in today's gaming world, you know? So, those are my ultimate thoughts on Back 4 Blood. It's not bad, but the price point is really too high. And unless you are a die-hard Left 4 Dead fan, I don't think people will really be getting a ton of replayability out of the game. Unless they have friends that play it, unless they have friends to play it with, I can't really see. I don't see myself playing this game solo, you know? At least not very often. I'm either gonna play it with friends or never play it. So again, that 60 bucks just isn't justified for me. And yeah, so the game may come out in October. We may see what happens, but as for now, I don't think it's gonna be worth the 60 bucks. I hope the game doesn't flop. I hope it does sell at least decently well, so that they do add more content to help flesh out the game, to maybe help make it worth that 60 bucks. Or I just drop the price to be like 30 bucks, and then, you know, a lot of problems solved. But otherwise, I think it is time to finally bid the beta farewell. The game was nice and let me finish my run, even though the beta ended at noon. They let me hang out for over an extra hour into the game, so I appreciate that. I could get my thoughts out. And yeah, that's the end of that. So we're gonna exit to desktop. Thank you, Back 4 Blood, for the beta. And that is the end of that. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see what the future of the game has in store. We'll see what they do with Back 4 Blood in the future, and we'll see if maybe it can become the big cultural phenomenon that Left 4 Dead was. So yeah, that's about it for me. See ya!